Hail our stories.
If your phone rings tonight and the caller ID says your own name, don't answer it. I know how that sounds. I used to think it was impossible too, until I heard what happened to Ethan Walker. He doesn't own a phone anymore. Let me tell you why. It was a Tuesday, a little after midnight. Ethan was in bed, half asleep, when his phone lit up on the nightstand. He glanced at the screen the way you do when you're not really awake, and the caller ID stopped him cold. It said me. That's how he had himself saved in his own contacts. A stupid little habit. He used his own number sometimes to test if his microphone worked, or to find his phone when it got lost in the couch cushions. So his own number was saved under me, with his own photo next to it. And it was calling him. He figured it had to be a glitch. Some kind of network error, or a spoofed number, the kind of thing scammers do now. Make it look like a call is coming from a familiar name. He didn't answer. It rang 4 times and stopped. 2 minutes later, it rang again. Same name. Same photo. His own face looking back at him from his own screen. He still didn't answer. He turned the phone face down and told himself he'd deal with it in the morning. But about 10 minutes later, his phone buzzed once, a voicemail notification. From me. 31 seconds long. He knew he shouldn't have listened to it. But he did. It was his own voice. Not a recording of something he'd said before, his voice, in real time, describing things as they happened. And what it described was his bedroom. His blinds, closed the way he'd closed them that night. The blue light from his phone screen on the ceiling. It said, slowly, deliberately, as if it knew every word would be remembered, "You're lying on your left side. You're holding your phone with your right hand. You didn't lock your bedroom door tonight." He hadn't. He never locked it. He lived alone. There'd never been a reason to. Ethan sat up so fast he nearly threw his phone across the room. He checked the door. Locked it. Checked the windows. Checked the closet, knowing full well it sounded ridiculous, but he did it anyway. Nothing. Empty apartment, same as always. He told himself someone was messing with him. A friend with a bad sense of humor, some voice cloning app, a prank that had gone too far. He even laughed a little, out loud, alone in his apartment, the way you do when you're trying to convince your own body that it doesn't need to be afraid. Then the phone rang again. This time he answered it. He didn't know why. He figured some part of him needed to know it was a person, a real, ordinary person, on the other end, so he could feel stupid about being scared and go back to sleep. He said hello. There was breathing. Then his own voice said, "Say it with me." And before Ethan could even process the sentence, before he could even decide whether to hang up, he heard himself, out loud, in the room, not through the phone, say the exact words a half-second after the voice did. "Say it with me." His mouth had moved before his brain caught up. He hadn't chosen to say it. It just came out, in sync, like an echo running backward. He dropped the phone. He didn't remember deciding to drop it. He just remembered it hitting the carpet and the call still connected, and very faintly, from the speaker, he heard his own voice say one more thing before he managed to end the call with shaking hands. It said, "I'm already here." Ethan didn't sleep that night. He sat in his living room with every light on until the sun came up. In the morning, he checked his call log, half convinced he'd imagined the whole thing. There were 3 calls listed, all from his own number, all around midnight. And one more, a 4th call, still showing as scheduled, time-stamped for that same night, 1 year in the future. He turned his phone off after that. He didn't turn it back on for 6 days. When he finally did, out of curiosity more than courage, there was a single voicemail waiting. 31 seconds long. From me. He hasn't listened to it. He doesn't think he ever will. But he says that some nights, when it's quiet, he swears he can still hear it playing anyway, faint, from somewhere in the apartment, his own voice, patiently waiting for him to say something back.